What's the best way to get a Hyundai Santa Cruz right now? They're pretty scarce. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive MT. You know, I've been thinking about this. What is the best way to get a Hyundai Santa Cruz right now? You know, I keep seeing posts and things on this channel about people that are looking for them. They can't find them. Maybe they're trying to go out of state. Maybe they're trying to build one, even waiting on dealership allocations to pick them up. So I thought I'd run through a few ways that I have found that are probably the best way, I think, to actually buy a Hyundai Santa Cruz right now. Number one, you might get lucky. You know, I did. I went to a dealership, saw that they had some listed on their site that were in transit or coming in soon, however they term it these days. So I contacted that dealership, and sure enough, they had, I think, 3 that were in the pipeline and were coming and were unspoken for. Now, they had one on the lot, but that one was actually in the process of being sold to somebody else, which, by the way, that is the type that you can put your name on just in case the deal falls through. I know on that one, the deal did fall through, and it was available about a week or so after I actually got mine when it came in. So you can try to grab one that way, see if they've got something coming in. It's what I did, and it was very successful for me. I got the one that I wanted with everything on it and even the color that I wanted. So that worked out pretty well. Secondly, of course, you can order one. Now, that's going to require some patience, something that I don't have a lot of. You know, I had ordered a Toyota Tacoma a couple of years ago or something like that because I wanted a manual transmission, and they were very difficult to find. So I ordered the truck, and the dealer told me it would probably take somewhere 5 to 6 months. And sure enough, it took right about 5 months to the day when I got that truck. Now, would I do that again? Would I recommend it? No. 5 months, 6 months, half a year is a long time to wait for a vehicle. I wouldn't recommend it unless you really are patient and don't need anything right away. And also, you can have delays. Right now, especially with everything that's going on, parts supplies, labor problems, you can have delays even if you've got a 5 to 6 month lead time. So not something that I'd recommend doing. Now, another way, of course, is to buy one used. There are people out there who buy them for the short term. They just want to drive them for a little bit and then sell them off in the private market. The issue with that, of course, is you don't know how it's been treated. They're not going to do some sort of an inspection on it. That will be up to you. You'll have to take it to a mechanic or something like that, maybe a shop, maybe even the dealership, and have it gone over. And I would highly recommend that, because if you're buying a Santa Cruz from a private party used, it's not very old, and you're probably going to spend a good chunk of money on it. Again, right now, given the way the used car market is, I would make sure that you take it somewhere and have it checked out if you're going to do that. Price-wise, you're probably going to pay a little bit less maybe than you would on a used car lot. It's my experience that used car lots, dealerships charge more money, so you might get a better deal from a private party. Next up are places like CarMax, Carvana, all those kind of places that have sprung up, except for CarMax. They've been around for a while, but have sprung up recently and are buying up used cars and will even deliver them to you depending on where you live. I found out recently, you know, I got on because I wanted to for kicks, just to see what the value of my Tacoma was. So I got on Carvana and priced it all out. And then at the bottom, it told me that there was no pickup location close to me, so I would have to drive the car 70 miles for them to pick it up, which would be a drag, because then I'd have to have somebody come with me, bring me back. Just didn't sound good, and I wasn't really looking at selling it anyway. I just wanted to see how the process worked and what they valued my truck at. So if you're looking to sell something, just beware. It may not be quite as easy as they make it seem. So CarMax probably is the best one that I have found. I went out on CarMax because frankly I'm searching for something else at the moment that will be revealed in the future. But I went to CarMax and they had, I don't know, maybe 10 of them, something like that. So still not a lot. I mean, if you look for something like a Honda Civic, you're probably going to find hundreds. But anyway, they had several of them, and you can have those shipped in. You're going to have to pay the shipping, but you can have them shipped in to a CarMax close to you. So you do have a pretty reasonable number of vehicles available, and I'm sure there'll be more. As the Santa Cruz ages and people trade them in and out, there will be more over at CarMax. But they are out there and they are available, and typically they're pretty darn low mileage trucks. I mean, they haven't been out that long, and I found that on CarMax, typically their vehicles are anywhere from 10 to 20, 30,000, 40,000 miles, something like that. So you can still get one that doesn't have a ton of miles on it and even have it delivered to the area that you want. The good thing about going to a place like CarMax is they do inspections on them. They'll run through and replace things that need to be replaced. The most common thing that I see that they replace, it seems, is tires. But there are other things that they'll look for. You do have warranty. I believe it's 30 days with CarMax. You also have the return policy. Within 7 days, if you don't like the vehicle, you can give it back. Take it back in, get your money back, buy something else, whatever you want to do. So it's also kind of a way to test drive the vehicle for an extended period of time, I suppose, to see if you really like it. Although I'll add a little bit of a caveat to the return. I've never done it myself, so I'm not sure if it's as seamless as they make it sound. So take that with a grain of salt, I suppose. One thing I do want to mention, though, about CarMax, they will fix them, which is good and bad. I had bought a Porsche Boxster from them, a convertible, and I discovered down the road that the rear end of that car had been repainted. I was not aware of that when I bought it, and it wasn't disclosed to me anywhere. Now, it's possible that it had been repainted before CarMax ever got it. So I'm not laying this on CarMax. My point is that you may get a vehicle that's had some body work done, and you may not be aware of it. And I believe that if it's not reported, for instance, if it hasn't been in an accident or something, I don't think CarMax really has any obligation to report it because they wouldn't know that themselves. So just beware of that. You may get something that's had maybe some body work done that you may not be aware of if you don't notice it or it isn't disclosed right off the bat. Anyway, just wanted to get on here, kind of run through a few ways that you can actually buy a Hyundai Santa Cruz right now. They're out there if you're willing to go maybe a little bit different route and pick up something used. Leave a comment, let me know. Did you buy yours used? Did you buy it new? Or would you even consider buying a used one? I'd be curious. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about Toyota Tacomas, and Rob Motive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Right now, the Jeep Gladiator Mojave. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.